What's up, beautiful lions, beautiful Leos? Welcome to my channel, The Intuitive Teacup. You guys have been crushing it on viewership on my channel, so huge shout out to the Leo gang. Thank you so much. Or you have a lot of cross watchers. That could be it too. You sexy lions. That tends to happen. Anyway, welcome guys. Hope you are doing well. We are here to do your monthly late January into late February career and finances tarot. So for those looking for a little insight into money, guidance, career, job, I gotta be honest, I frequently get messages about relationships in jobs, if that makes sense to you. I'm not the reader that's gonna tell you you're gonna win $1 million. So if that's what you're looking for, check out another reader. If things about money come up, I will absolutely share those with you. But yeah, this is sort of to empower you, to motivate you, to inspire you. I hope lots and lots of these messages connect with your energy. But ultimately, it's up to you to come into this reading with an open heart and an open mind, and to only take away those messages that you feel are meant for you, that are intended for you, that resonate. If something doesn't resonate, that means it's probably a message for someone else, in which case you can drop it like it's hot, you can release that message. It's probably not for you. Because these are general readings, right? It won't be your message every time, but also give these messages time to marinate, time to resonate with you. Don't put yourself in like under all this pressure to like make the message click instantly. It doesn't happen that way, right? It's energy, it's free flowing. So in a few hours, in a few days, in a few weeks, something in this reading might click for you, in which case, take it and run with it. That means it was your message. All right, so we're my lions looking for career and financial guidance, jobs, internships, all that good stuff. I pulled out this card specifically to show you because I knew it was your turn to do the readings because this flew out when I started pre-shuffling off camera. Your card, right? Strength, and look how badass that is. I don't know why, but it caught my eye and I'm just like, oh my God, that is such an awesome card. So part of me was like, oh, I'll leave it to chance. Maybe it'll come out again, but it showed itself again. And I was just like, we're supposed to pull this out. So something with roses might be significant for you. There might be a rose out there watching, if that's your first name or a last name, or something to do with your company, with your business, the logo of a rose, or a lion for that matter. A tattoo maybe, right? Something about this card is significant. So yeah, we'll kind of keep that in mind as we work our way through. Something about devouring the competition. And it does have to do with the idea of roses having thorns. Something like if you were to eat a rose, it's gonna sting. It's gonna have that little prick. It's gonna have that little... Actually, this might be a sexual metaphor now that I'm looking at it. Interesting. All right. We're not doing relationship readings, but again, if something presents itself, I will circle back to that. But yeah, there is something about devouring the competition, but it doesn't come without a little bit of pain or a little pinch. You may be in a position where you are fighting for some sort of position or job title, and you may be up against someone that you like or that you care about. So again, you kind of having to like push the competition out of the way. It doesn't come without a little bit of like swelling in the heart. Or dealing with something that's bittersweet. That's sort of what I get with this whole rose metaphor. It's beautiful, but it's got a little pinch to it. Especially in your mouth. And much like you and the strength card, Leo, you're fire, right? You're the lion, you're king of the jungle. It's very like bold and intimidating, but you also have the heart of a little softy, right? Like my Leos out there, they're like kind, gentle people. So and so I just heard some of you are like, no, I'm not. I'm not that gentle. Anyway, yeah, there's definitely some sexual desire. There's some metaphor there. So maybe you're going up in competition with someone that you have like, mad feelings for or just are vibing with on a level that could turn into something sexual if it hasn't already. Anyway, I'm just going to show this card one last time because that might mean something to someone. Yeah, something about plaques on the wall, the idea of putting things on the wall, awards, plaques, medals, acknowledgments, accomplishments, degrees, right? When you put it in a frame. Yeah, you're going after something and you want it. You want the title. You want the recognition. You want the acknowledgement from like a superior or even from peers, from those around you. All right, so bottom of your deck is Queen of Dragonflies. That is Queen of Cups. Beautiful. So you might be a Cancer, Leo, cusper. You may have strong Cancer placements in your chart. Particularly your moon, something about having to hide the emotion, hide the feelings of love, the feelings of desire, of sexuality, but also being in tune with like your star player, your spirituality. Cancer's like the seer of the zodiac, psychic abilities, or again, just a very spirituality may play a key part in your life. And if it doesn't currently, though you are watching tarot, so I think it does for some of you, if it doesn't currently, for those seeking answers, it's actually asking you to turn internal versus asking those around you. Because yeah, I am sensing something about competition among friends. So those people would not be your allies in trying to get ahead. Particularly in like a work scenario. I tend to say in the office as a metaphor, even if you don't work in an office, if you work in a studio, if you work outside in a factory, whatever, relate that to you. I use the office as a general term. So like the coworkers, those aren't going to be the people you're going to seek guidance from, especially if you are in competition with them. And I know that seems obvious, right? But that is being highlighted to me for a reason. And because Cancer is also the high priestess, she's the silent woman, the secret. It's like not sharing your hand or not sharing your cards, whatever that term is, keeping the ace in your pocket, keeping some things silent, particularly your plan of attack, your plan of attack. Wow, that sounds sexual as well. But no, it does have to do with how you are hoping to achieve something and move forward. Yeah, maybe don't share all your ideas just yet, because yeah, there may be someone circling around you, and it may also be a Cancer that they almost wear a false mask of mothering you or being very like gentle, but there may also be this duality. They may be a Gemini Cancer cusper. A duality of they're actually trying to get a leg up on you. So you just be careful with what you're sharing. Okay, Leo? All right, let's hop into your energy. Oh, wow, you got Cancer twice. All right, so something about Cancer placements is going to be big. If you don't already know what your birth chart is, go ahead and look that up. There's a link down below. It's all totally free. You may have strong Cancer in your chart, in which case that would make a big difference knowing that versus being surrounded by Cancers, right? And I got mad Cancer in my chart, so I'm not about to hate on Cancers. But yeah, there is something that needs like a second look-see. As I was saying, if you particularly if you have a Cancer moon, that's like the subconscious going deep within. So that's definitely a duality, a dynamic that at times can be hard for you to navigate. Having a water moon and a fire sun, they're polar opposites, right? They're fire and water. So yeah, there's something where because you are a fire sign, there's a need to like lead the charge and be at the focal point, the center, the leader for all to see. But it's actually, again, asking you like, keep it under wraps. Don't put yourself out there for the world to see and attack and sort of gain a leg up on you. That keeps coming up here. Balancing your own dark and light energies, as well as those around you. It might be time to kind of reassess who is in your soul tribe, who is in your friend circle, because I don't know why this is coming through. I'm just kind of getting there's like a rat in the mix, or there's a little bit of sneaky energy, and there's varying degrees of what this is in terms of a general reading. It could be someone who just, they're your friend, but they're also, again, up for the same role. So just be careful. I'm not saying this is going to be the end of the friendship, but yeah, there's a little bit, something about the turning of the wheels in someone's mind. There's like mind mapping or master planning, scheming. And this is going on in your mind too, just to be clear. Something about opposite directions is important here. King of Pentacles. All right, well, I love seeing that in a financial spread, the king of money. So there you go, those looking to hear about money. It's coming up here as the underlying energy. So again, tapping into the subconscious will reveal answers to you about how to stabilize your business or stabilize your bank account or how to double up on the influx of money. You're sitting on king energy, and as I said, king of the jungle, right? Lion. It's like you have an ace up your sleeve. You have all the potential in the world to increase funds, increase your bank account. What's holding you back is some sort of mind games. There is something about duality here. I don't know, maybe you have strong Gemini in your chart too. There's something about some days you see it this way, some days you see it that way. It's not a very black and white situation. There's multiple avenues you could go down or multiple paths, multiple clients, maybe you're putting out multiple job offers. And if that's the case, they're polar opposites. As I said, fire and water. There's something about the difference in the way to do it. It's east and west. It's north and south. It's totally opposite. So maybe some of you are thinking of switching careers and going into something that is, a complete 180 of what you've done previously in your workspace. Yes, some of you are looking to move, something about flight. So you may need to hop on an airplane to go to this job interview. You may need to move out of town or go to a different city, move out of the country. And some of you are launching a website, like World Wide Web is coming up, specifically that. So launching some sort of website that is in alignment with your heart's goals, your desires. And in a money spread, the idea of it's going to fill your cup, it's going to fill your bank account. That's what I mean. It's like all the potential in the world exists because this is the underlying energy. We're not quite there yet. This is a card of victory. Again, balancing your dark and light energies, driving the chariot forward with your mind, right? It has nothing to do with holding the reins tightly. It's about, in a sense, releasing control issues. And that's important for some of you. You're something about like micromanaging yourself. That's a weird way of putting it, or maybe someone is micromanaging you, particularly a Cancer or a water sign, Scorpio, Cancer, Pisces. It's like, how do we get this money out the gate, off and running? How do we acquire the loan? How do we get something about tuition? Maybe some of you are going back to school. With an ace, it's the start of something brand new, and it starts with you. And again, with cups, it talks about our heart space, things that bring us joy emotionally, what brings us happiness. Tears of joy for some of you, getting into that degree or getting into that program. Again, plaques on the wall. There's some sort of sweet victory that you've got your eye on, but I am getting it steps towards that. But yeah, it's going to require some sort of endurance. You're going to have to cut your losses in a sense, or compromise on something that you previously, were very stubborn on. A card of Taurus, earth energy. It's very slow. It's earth energy. It can't be rushed. You can't will a seed to grow faster. There is like an idea of stubbornness here. You may have to compromise or give on some sort of like dreamy idealism. Maybe you wanted to go to New York to pursue an arts degree, but you didn't get in. So now you're going to have to go to, Boston or LA, or it's something like that. It's not bad. I want to be very clear. So for those of you who have all your investment in one school or one, apply it to your situation, the opposite, the compromise, is not something terribly life-changing. It's just, I'm getting you had your heart set on doing it a very certain way, a very particular way. And you like spirit with all this cup energy and Cancerian energy, the seer, your angel guides, your spirit guides, your guardians, whoever you look up to in that big old sky in that universe. They're actually kind of nudging you in the right direction, but you're giving lip or you're giving pushback. And I think it's, again, in the subconscious. I don't even think you realize this, but something that you may be looking at as a defeat. Again, sort of that rose that you put on your tongue that, you got pricked, you got stung by it. You see it as like a loss, but I'm just getting Wheel of Fortune and the wheel, right? With Cancer, it's the chariot. It's actually progressing you in the direction you were supposed to go down, because yes, some of you were not giving in. You were not giving up on your very, narrow-minded viewpoint of how to go about this task. It's like universe was trying to broaden your horizons, broaden your perspective on it. Again, like all these wheels turning in the mix, there's so many different ways to go about this. There's so many different jobs in that career field. There's so many different schools. Don't resign yourself to just one. Even something about the 5 different streams coming out of this cup, the number 5 might be important to you. You are the 5th house of the zodiac, which is about children. So some of you might be working with children. Yeah, there's something about this, the way you wanted to go about this thing, this task, this job. That may, something about face, like turn the other way. Again, how I was saying, like the 180, the north and the south. You may be like pointed due north on, I'm going to NYU and I'm going to get this degree and I'm going to move to this city afterwards and I'm going to get married by this age. Something about your life plan, your 10-year plan, your 5-year plan. Universe is saying no, but they're saying no because it's like, I got something better for you. Again, fire and water, the complete opposite. And it may not be the complete opposite in terms of what you want, but it's illuminating you, fire, to some sort of idea that you were like mentally blocking yourself off from. Like putting up some sort of barrier, being very guarded because, again, like you saw the potential for this seed to grow into that and you were hell-bent on making sure that happened. You show great determination. You show great dedication and passion for what you want. That's badass, Leo. Like that's incredible in itself. But just think if you applied that mentality to doing something in a different way that may actually be easier, right? It's almost like I said this to, I think, Scorpio, like pounding on a brick wall. You are determined to get through that brick wall, but if you looked again, like to the south, you're on the north. If you look to the south, there's a door you can just open and walk right through. And this project, something about flight, will take off easier than you thought it would be. Some of you are definitely like getting on a plane to go do something. Maybe it's just a vacation, but it may actually have to do with this idea. You may be going to some sort of educational conference in some other city. Again, to open your mind up to some sort of idea that you could incorporate in your business or your education, that again, it's going to lighten your load. It introduces you to, it may have to do with technology, especially in Aquarius season, learning some new technology that again, you're like, oh, I could never learn that, whatever. You start, I want to say studying up, but there's no sword energy here. So maybe that's what this is, like the building blocks, the stepping stones into growing something greater. Some of you may be involved in like agriculture or food or like restaurant or I don't know, like kind of, I'm getting like a farmer's market type thing. I don't know, maybe you're going to go sell your product at some sort of like, I don't know, trade show, farmer's market, whatever, something like that. But yeah, it's a brand new way of looking at it, and I'm just going to get it, it's going to flow. It's like something about releasing the floodgate. There is something incredibly frustrating about this energy. It's very stubborn, it's very determined, but if you're not seeing results, this is your video. It has something to do with you're not seeing the full picture. Broaden your horizons, go travel, mingle with the people that you're trying to sell to. That is going to inform you. And here's the thing, it's information, but it's like spiritually inform you. It's emotional intelligence. If you're trying to sell something that connects with people's hearts, that gets them excited, that makes their hearts sing, that makes their cup swell, that, you know, in a sense, it makes their money just jump right out of their pocket and into your hand. Do you understand what I'm saying? Yeah, there's something to be gained by looking in an opposite direction or trying an avenue that you've never been down before. Okay, so let's hop into your challenger focus. The Magician. All right, so pulling that ace out of your hat, that ace up your sleeve. With the Magician, I love it because, again, it's so full of potential. That's what I'm saying here. You guys have all the aces here. You have all the potential to grow this business, this bank account, this project, this endeavor. But it's something about, again, internal magic, communicating with yourself, and that has to do with the subconscious. Again, something about Gemini here is important. And also travel. This is a card of Gemini and Virgo, which are both mutable signs, which means they are knights. There's something about travel to be gained by, even if just in metaphor, stepping outside the comfort zone. Stepping outside this very rigid box you've put yourself in. Because again, like, rigid ideas, traditional structures, traditional ways of doing things, they're not serving you in some capacity. There is a need for some sort of risk taking here. And again, I keep just wanting to say, getting in tune with your star player, your universe, your spirit guides. Spend time in meditation, you know, in quiet, or however you do it, with music around, whatever allows you to tap into like those inner thoughts. That's going to reveal something to you, and it's like you pull the rabbit out of the hat. It's, as I was saying, I was sensing like Wheel of Fortune. There's good luck and you may, something about the hat, you may be doing something with clothing, launching like an online store of clothing or seamstress or costuming, even, yeah, something about like the makeup industry, or, yeah, there's some sort of product that has potential to, again, worldwide, send your product overseas, traveling, selling it on the road. I mean, the hot air balloon, right? Traveling over bodies of water, that's significant because, again, the water, it's what you love doing. When we say there's potential for you to find happiness in this venture, there's an ocean of happiness for you to sail over. And it's something like the idea of even if you fall, you're going to be caught by the water. It's going to like lift you back up. It's going to raise you back up because the universe is rooting for you. Anytime we align in a higher vibration with something that makes us happy, spiritually, we feel like it is our calling, it is our destiny. Universe is like, yeah, kid, now you're getting it. That's what I mean. Even if you go off in this hot air balloon, right? And this is all in metaphor. I don't say this to like freak you out. If you were to fall, right? If the balloon were to just pop and unexpectedly, right? The ocean would catch you. That water, that spirituality, your faith in something greater than yourself, it's going to lift you back up and like, yeah, something about trials and tribulations, try and try again, that kind of like cheesy old saying. When you fall, universe is going to be there to catch you. So use your guidance, right? Or use your intuition, use your sanity, right? Your sane, rational thinking. But don't be afraid to step outside the box, to try something that does scare you a little bit, because there's reward in that. Something brand new, right? The cup is overflowing, right? Your cup runneth over. It's really beautiful energy. All right, let's clarify this Magician for the Challenger focus. Some of you want to be tarot card readers. Absolutely, I could see that. And there's a fear about your reception, how your ideas, how your words, how your communications, your marketing is going to land. Some of you are very afraid of criticism. Don't be. That's your Challenger focus. Haters gonna hate, right? I read something, it was like, I don't know if it was on Instagram, and it was something like anytime you launch a new business or a new idea, 10% of the population will absolutely love it, 80% of the population will be completely indifferent, and 10% will hate it with a fiery passion, no matter what you put out there. And ironically, or not ironically, but more than likely, the two parties you're going to hear from the most are the ones who love it and the ones who absolutely hate it. All those middlemen, you're barely going to get a like. You're barely going to get a comment, right? You will get the again, polar opposites, the fire and the water. The water being the love, your cheerleaders, the people, clapping on the sidelines and looking up to you, admiring you. And then you're going to get the haters, right? You're going to get the thorns in your side. You're going to get the people who think, this is the work of the devil and how could you do this and so irresponsible. And those people are vibing low, right? They're not on a good spiritual path. And so every statement is an I statement. That's what one of my favorite readers says. Jay from Aquarian Insight, shout out. Every statement is an I statement. So when someone's coming at you with fire and threats and this and that and how could you, that's a reflection of where they're at on their spiritual journey. So like, haters gonna hate, right? And those who love you and support you, that's fantastic, but that also shouldn't validate what you're doing. It's almost like when you are receptive to both praise and criticism, you start to put too much investment in what the population thinks. Again, something about self-criticism is very important here, in that don't let it bother you. Like, let your balloon soar high, Something about all these bees threatening to pop the balloon. That balloon metaphor might be significant. I don't know if you plan parties or some sort of, not that there's really balloons at weddings, but like an event planner of some kind, or even like the graduation and all the balloons fly in the air. Don't let them take the wind out of your sails. Again, something about travel over bodies of water, right? Haters gonna hate. Like, it is your spiritual path. And again, as long as you're aligning with your higher power, with what your intuition is telling you, follow your dreams, follow your cup of love, because it's not for other people to determine your path or to criticize you on your path. Like, you don't have time for that. And that doesn't seem very Leo-esque to me anyway. You guys, in a beautiful way, tend to be a little bit more headstrong, a little bit more, fiery, right? Like, you're up for the challenge. Yeah, so the star, this is a timestamp potentially of Aquarius season. It's time for you to start thinking about the bigger picture. It's time for you to start demonstrating your skills and abilities the way a magician, again, is like the leader, something about like standing on the stage for all to see. This doesn't have to do with giving a leg up to your competitors. I do want to circle back to that because that was an important message. Oh, it has to do with, the idea of the magician telling people the secrets behind your tricks. Mum's the word, right? Something about, what is that movie with Hugh Jackman? He's like a magician. It's not The Illusionist. The Prestige, yeah. Watch that movie, actually. There's something important in that movie for you. Yeah, it's not revealing the secrets about how you're pulling off these magic tricks, about how you're pulling off the illusions, right? And there's nothing bad about that. It's not trickery. It's entertainment. It's some of you are absolutely pursuing careers in entertainment, or again, card reading. There is something very sacred and spiritual about what you do. So when people are coming at you like, how are you doing this? And tell me about your spirit guides. And do you really hear voices? Like, that's none of their business. Like, you do you. Again, as long as you're coming at it from a pure place and your heart is in the right spot, you don't need to reveal what's behind the curtain. That is a really good metaphor for this. You need to stay grounded and protect your energy. The Star card is all about healing. And again, something about a broader perspective. Some of you need to go, I'm almost getting like hermit mode energy. Go off and like tap into your spirituality away from the group, unplug a little bit, leave your phone at home. ET phone home, I just heard, which is such like an Aquarian message. They are like the extraterrestrials of the zodiac. In fact, some of you have an Aquarius in your life that is going to be quite instrumental in helping you launch a business or give you some sort of wise mentorship, advice, guidance that allows you to step into your power, into your confidence, and again, like pull the rabbit out of the hat. It has to do with finally exposing to the public what you want to do. Again, something about a clothing line is very important here. Fashion type, if you're involved in like the fashion industry in some way, or even photography or marketing, very much creative, visual aesthetics is sort of coming through with this. But yeah, protect your energy, stay grounded, stay humble, absolutely, with the Star. But know that even the idea of the Star, celebrity, right? Entertainment industry, you are meant to shine. Don't dull your light to fit in. Don't bow down to the crowd when they're criticizing you or telling you what you can't do. Your Star player is looking out for you. Spirit is looking out for you. Something greater is guiding you down this path. So yeah, the thorns in your side, pull them on out and move on. It's not worth spending your time or your energy being surrounded by people who are not rooting for you, who are not your cheerleaders. That's your challenge or focus. So not a terrible challenge, right? Stepping into your power, finding your confidence, and protecting your energy. Don't overgive. That's going to be really key for you. All right, so what is the help available to my Leos? I feel like I called you Aquarius earlier. I hope I didn't. Yeah, something like that. And actually, Aquarius is your natural pairing, your natural opposite. So some of you may actually be in a relationship with an Aquarius, and like, yeah, they're your partner for life. And even if it's not romantic, they're your bestie. There's a very tight knit relationship with an Aquarius in your life. All right, so the help available to you is the Three of Pentacles. Yeah, the card of teamwork, and keep building on that dream. I don't even necessarily want to say teamwork. Again, aligning with the people who help support you, particularly in Aquarius, or again, Spirit, your North Star, your star player, your spirit guides, universe, etc., whatever that is. They're helping you to build on this, aligning with the right people, aligning with your heart space to go down the path of least resistance. I love that. And that's what I was saying earlier, all this metaphor of flight, airplanes, hot air balloons, even like sailing ships, it is meant in a way that, again, the path of least resistance, knocking down the brick wall, if you were to just turn and look around, like assess your situation, hangman vibes I'm getting, something about a Pisces maybe. The solution is actually easier than you think it is. The solution is easier than you think it is. The help available to you also is that money will grow, money will build, right? They're all surrounded by this dime or this coin, right? Something about multiple minds make easier work. And it doesn't necessarily have to do with adding people to your business, though for some of you that could be helpful. Yeah, listening to the guidance around you within reason. I want to highlight, protect your energy, right? Don't reveal what's behind the curtain per se. But yeah, if there's a particular issue you're struggling with, particularly technology, some of you are struggling with technology. If you have a friend who's good with that stuff, give them a call, ask them, right? Who are you going to call? Ghostbusters. I don't know. That just came up for some reason. Oh, there he is. I just said hangman vibes. assessing the situation around you, right? He's not wearing a blindfold here. This is about getting a new perspective. The hangman is always upside down. It means you're not seeing things in a way that is helping you to transform and transition. You're about to when this shows up. But yeah, there's a period of delay or pause or rest here. And it does have to do with seeing the things around you from a different perspective. That's going to inform you. The crown of illumination, that yellow, that light right there. Again, something about fire. You are the sun king, right? There's something around you that's going to, again, inform you about a better path to take, and it may be in the complete opposite direction. I keep wanting to say that, the duality, the fire and the water, the north and the south. It may have to do with the city you're trying to start a business in, or I don't know, just the mentality of how you're trying to grow your business. You may have thought this is an online store only, but then you're like, you know what, like maybe if I do open like a local thing, I could, it's something like that. It's the opposite. It's still within reach, right? You have all the tools on your table to do it. This wouldn't require something that is extremely laborious. In fact, it's the opposite. This stubborn idea of I can only do it this way, it's very much, Nine of Wands vibe, like the wounded warrior that's just like, he refuses to he refuses to give up, which is great, but also it's almost to his own demise. There's an easier way if you were to just like open your heart, but it's open your heart chakra and even like your third eye, again, spiritually aligning with something that is more, I just want to say, suited for you. Your spirit guides got you. They are looking out for you, Leo. The only person resisting this change or this obstacle is you. You have to open up your mind. You have to open your perspective a little bit because, yeah, there's some sort of information, spiritual downloads that is going to inform you on how to either grow your bank account, increase that money flow, or build your business, build your whatever you're trying to do, your project, your education. Why is the hangman here for Leo? The emperor, yeah. You're trying to build your business. The emperor builds the empire. Again, sitting on potential of King of Pentacles. In some ways, I see this card as a forerunner to the emperor. You know, he's the king, he's the emperor, but they're both very business savvy, right? They build startups, right? From the ground up, from the seed to the flower, from the acorn to the oak tree. Yeah, like this is going to increase the money surrounding it, or it's almost like making magic out of all that potential you're sitting on. It's taking it from potential to kinetic. It's actually doing something with it. As I said, taking the stage to pull the rabbit out of the hat. There's something about you have to take some sort of risk or something that scares you or maybe shakes your confidence a little bit. You're performing tricks. You're doing magic. Like he's doing a little dance, right? It's like wooing the crowd with your skills. Something about tap dancing here. And again, something with the food industry. If you're a baker or a cake decorator or own a little shop or a grocery store or a market or something like that, something with food is coming through here. And then this flew out, Ace of Wands. I love this. This says to me, the Ace of Wands is sometimes what we call like the boner card. It's something that is desirable. It's something that excites you. You doing this little dance, showing off your little trick, doing your little magic act, going public with your website, this, that, or the other thing, right? It's going to excite people. People are going to be like, ding, like it's going to set off a trigger in their mind of, I want this. This is exciting. I want to stick around for the final act. Like, where is this business going to grow and also go. Again, something about travel. It's going to excite people, but this idea is the help available to you, which, to be honest, I don't think you're quite there yet. You're being asked again to spend time either in meditation or assessing what's around you. What in your business isn't working? Now is the time to start building on how can I make it better. It's great to celebrate your victories and accomplishments and love what is working, but ultimately you're being asked to look at what isn't working and how can I grow? How can I build from this? How can I reassess essentially and get it to work this time, right? It's like an epiphany or an aha moment. That's what's coming up here. I keep hearing ding. It almost sounds like a cash register, and that's a good sign, right? That means something about money flow. There's some sort of epiphany you're going to have that for those, reaching out to clients or vendors or whatever it is for you, they're going to like what you're putting out, but you have to be brave enough and not worry about the criticism to put yourself out there fully, wholeheartedly. Being very vulnerable, right? She's naked, right? She don't give a you know what. She's doing her, right? It's her truth, it's her story, it's her product, it's her life, right? Do a little dance, make a little love, get down tonight. I sort of lost the energy of the sexual stuff, but that just came back here. Okay, so for some of you, this feels like someone who may already be in a relationship, particularly with an Aquarius. When you have that epiphany or that aha moment, you may celebrate with like some sex. Some hot sex. All right, Leo. Of course that would make it into your spread. Moving on. Damn, Leo. All right, and then your final advice or guidance is 7 of Bees. So the 7 of Swords talks about indecision. Yeah, there is something about this that you're afraid for people to see what's behind the curtain. And I think it's false. I think it's a false idea that you've held true, that what you're doing, you don't really deserve the reward or the accomplishment. You dream about it, clearly, because I was seeing metaphorically plaques on the wall, medals, awards, accomplishments. You want that, but you're afraid that people are going to lift the curtain and see that you're a fake. It's almost like that a great metaphor is like the Wizard of Oz at the end. It's like he's just a humbug, right? He was the great and powerful, mighty Wizard of Oz, but you pull the curtain and he's just an old dude, like with like a microphone, pretending, a put on. Some of you are absolutely actors. Some of you, I feel like you fake it well, you hide it well, but on the inside there is some sort of insecurity that eats away at you, where every now and then you get like this, I heard PTSD actually, a trigger that what if they find out the real me. Some of you, it has to do with body dysmorphia, and it also has to do with, this is very interesting, the idea of being ashamed of your past, something that you've done in the past that you're not proud of. You're afraid that is going to resurge in your life. It's almost like, a high school yearbook surfaces and you're so embarrassed of the picture. It is a little bit superficial. Again, it's a false belief. You're ashamed of something from your past potentially that is hindering your confidence to move forward. But this to me is saying you're not the same person you were back then. It is time to transition, right? This comes right before the Death card, and the Death card is a great card. It's a card of Scorpio, which is significant to some of you. But it's like, are you ready to truly transform? The way Willy Wonka says to Charlie, are you ready for all of your dreams to come true? Are you, Leo? It's up to you, right? Again, assessing what's around you, assessing the past. Can you detach from what isn't serving you anymore? Yeah, this is saying your thoughts are what is keeping you stuck. Your thoughts that pull you back to the past of things you thought you left behind or are ashamed of, or there's just some sort of inability to fully sever ties with your past and move on. Your final advice or guidance is, are you ready? Are you ready to leave behind your old story and start writing a new one? Final advice or guidance. Why is the 7 of Bees showing up? Also a card of Aquarius, by the way. Yeah, there's, again, great anxiety. Your thoughts are winning. You're letting your false beliefs, your false thoughts about yourself, your fears, your lack of confidence, it's winning. It's the underlying energy here. So there is this idea of, I could move away. This is sometimes what we call the liar, cheater, thief card. For those who are familiar with the traditional tarot deck, it's that guy in that bright yellow card. He's got 5 swords and then there's 2 behind and there's like some circus tents, and he's like, sometimes it's like, am I going to get caught if I steal these swords? That's sort of what I mean, in that there is something about you feel like you're going to get caught. That metaphor of the Wizard of Oz pulling the curtain to reveal the true you. Why are you ashamed of that? Why are you afraid to be real with yourself or be vulnerable for all to see? Because there is something about this. You are desiring a career where you are in the forefront. You are on stage in the spotlight. So it's almost like sharing your story unapologetically, like warts and all, right? Naked, vulnerable for everyone to see. There is an element of this where as much as you love to perform and act and sing and dance and be a musician, wanted to come out, but I was trying to say magician, it's easier for you to put on the face, to put on the mask. Again, the makeup industry, the cosmetics, fashion. But it's something like when you strip all that away, when you pull the skills back, some of you are really afraid to just kind of stand on your own and admit who you really are, faults and all. And I mean, Spirit isn't ashamed of you. Spirit knows that you were meant to go down this path for a reason, because everything you've been through in your past, Leo, has led you right here. You wouldn't be here otherwise, right? So as difficult as those things are, there's a need for you to embrace them and love yourself. That's actually really what's important with the Ace of Cups. Your cup must runneth over on your own, right? You can't rely on other people to fill your cup, for other people to tell you you're good enough. Some of you were very much talked down to as a child. You were made to feel inferior, like you were never enough. And because of that, it has almost kind of bled through in a way where you are... You feel like you need to overcompensate. That is the word I was looking for. You feel like you need to stand out among the crowd more than anyone else, because they're even, again, subconsciously, there's something about it where you don't think you're good enough. People are going to lift the curtain and find out you're a fake, you're a phony. And just to be very clear, none of that is presenting in my spread. There is nothing here that says Leo's a fake. They're not really a, whatever. They're not really a tarot reader. They're not really a good actor. They got ahead in life by favors. None of that is here. That's all in your head. Don't let your dark thoughts win. This is the 9, which indicates it's the ending of a cycle. Again, you have the power to transform and change your destiny and what you choose to believe. The crown of illumination, our sight, our thoughts, what we see. You have the power to acknowledge the past, but also say, like, this isn't my story anymore. This is who I used to be. All these thoughts that are eating away at me, all these memories of who I used to be or the mistakes I've made, the difficult lessons I've learned, this is like, I embrace them fully. And you know what? Yeah, that is my story. And there is something kind of ferocious in a good way, like, yeah, come at me. It's all about aligning your confidence. That is what this spread is about more than anything else. All right. Final cards for Leos. Ooh, those came out immediately. Oh, you got your card. I love it. One more. I've been taking 3 for each sign. That one wants to come out. Okay, great. So this came out instantly, the Strength card. Hello, Leo. And it's funny, Libra got the Justice card as well, so that's very fitting. Everything you've experienced in your life has made you strong and courageous. Leo, that's what we just said. Badass. Oh, my Leos. This is such a good reading. I love it. And practice. Polish your skills by practicing regularly. Yeah, because that's going to increase your confidence, especially my musicians out there, right? If you love to play guitar and you want to put on a show, but you're like, what if I mess up? Okay, you mess up. But also, practicing more will increase your confidence. Go out and do small gigs. Play in front of your friends at, movie night or girls' night or this. You know what I'm saying? Practice. Practice makes perfect, right? And teaching. You inspire young people to learn. For all my Leo teachers out there, one of my best friends is a Leo. She's a teacher, and she's adorable. In fact, that kind of looks like her. All right, guys, that's what I got for you. Please do like, share, subscribe. Let me know in the comments below what resonates, and I will see you very soon for more tarot. Bye.